heading off to an oil change or a service by the company that sold me the bike. Because I found out the last time I went out there, I was asking questions about chain tensioning and the fact that, because my chain, I think I've explained, not in this video, but I've explained before that my chain was really frigging loose. And that it became loose within about 1,500 kilometers after I got the bike. And I understand, you're supposed to inspect your chain tightness every 1,000 kilometers. Well, expecting it every 1,000 kilometers and then looking and saying it's a little loose but still within the realm, I would suspect that, if you're going to check every 1,000 kilometers, maybe after 3,000 or 4,000 kilometers, or 5 or whatever, it may loosen up to the point that you have to readjust it. I get that. Oil change, from the time I got this thing and I was kind of looking, I was realizing that, my oil was fucking black. And I asked at the dealership and from the salesperson that I sold the bike to me, and I said, well, is this normal? And he says, well, the service was done on it at 17,700 kilometers. Well, I bought it at 20,028 kilometers. Like, that's 2,000 kilometers plus difference. The thing is you buy a vehicle, whether it's brand new or used, all the service needs to be done on it. Why? So you know where you're starting from. I mean, if they gave me a piece of paper that says, here, we sold this to you, we've checked it over, and we checked it, it was done at 17,700, and it is still good, and it's good until 24,000 kilometers. If I was given that information from the beginning, I probably would have said, okay, and I may have said, well, can we get, the oil, can I have it serviced before I get it so I don't have to come in a couple of months or a few weeks or whatever it is afterwards? But no, they didn't tell me that. I asked, is it going to be able to service, going to be done? And they said, yes. The fact is it's just, it's clarity. And I've never bought a used vehicle before where it didn't have at least the basic service done on it. And, if it's questionable as to whether, it's had one of those kind of special ones, like, the every year ones, then I expect that to be done before I buy it if it's close. Anyways, I messaged them, and nice enough, they said, well, we want to make sure our customers are happy. Come on in, bring it in, and we'll do a service on it. Okay. Hopefully, that's what I'm going to get. I already went out and got the tools. I've already learned how to adjust my chain tension. I already have the appropriate torque wrench. Slightly not the right size socket, but it works. Anyways, all that being said, this was just one of those things in the last few days that just got to me. Kind of got me upset because lots of things have been going on or not going on. I guess the most recent one this morning, I went to the auto body place that fixed my Mini after I got in my accident, because last night as I went to Walmart, I noticed that the some of the trim around the front wheel wells was starting to come away. It wasn't being held in place. And I was also been kind of noticing that, it doesn't really, the lines don't look proper. But when I looked, like one of the pieces of trim was actually like kind of sticking out. I looked at the other side without really doing anything, looked the other side and said, well, it looks okay. But I kind of like pulled at it a bit and realized that there's broken off tabs. So over time, it's going to get loose and looser and whatever. But on the main side, I pulled it back and saw a bit, but because the tab, I think it's missing at least one tab, and the tab that's like right at the end, which should be holding everything in, is really loose. So it probably got, bent. And anyways, long story short, it isn't holding things properly. So, but when I looked in there, inside, there's a whole bunch of freaking glue. I mean, glue? I mean, they're supposed to be putting my car back to the way it was before the accident. And I understand they probably saved a bit of money to the insurance company by not replacing those two pieces of plastic and reusing them, saying, oh, well, there's a couple of tabs broken off, we'll just glue it on. Well, the funny thing is the insurance company, when it comes around to paying, their share, like $10,500 or them paying $10,600, they really don't care. But the thing is now this company is the one that has to pay. They're paying out of their own pocket, and they also offer, they give lifetime warranty on the work. I don't know how something done with glue is going to consider, being lifetime. But when I went in this morning, I sent them pictures. I sent them a very pointed message email. Similarly, when I went in this morning, I saw the manager, and I was upset. I used a bit of profanity, and he looks at me and says, can you please not, talk like that? There's customers around. Of course, what's going through my head is, well, if you had done your job properly, I wouldn't be here swearing. I mean, it still cost me $1,000 out of my own pocket, plus a claim against my insurance, and all that implies. Needless to say, I wasn't impressed with that. Now they're going to order the pieces of plastic, and they're going to fix everything the way it's supposed to and align the hood. Great, no problem. Because in the end, it's still lifetime warranty, not, well, you have a lifetime to come in and we fix it once. If they have problems with it lining up, they'll be the ones who do it, not, Mini. Okay, but then backing things up another day, Monday morning, just a sec. Sorry, I'm having a hard time remembering what day of the week it is. Today's Wednesday. So Monday morning, is that it? I really wish I knew what day it was. 2 days ago, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to hearing dripping. And I thought it was, one of those instances where your shower head kind of like says, oh, gravity took over and I'm going to empty the shower head, and it goes, about 50 or 100 drip, 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 drip into the shower, in about a minute or two, and then it's all done. But I kind of got up in my bed and leaned over and listened, and that's not coming from there, and it keeps going on and on. So I got up and I thought maybe it was from the bathroom in the hallway. No, it wasn't coming from there. It was actually coming from my closet. And when I went in, I could actually hear what I thought was dripping onto I call it the hatch, the panel that's in the access to the attic. And when I kind of open it up, there's water in there. And when I look up, I can see that the roof vent is leaking. So anyways, I start the process of trying to get that dealt with through the property manager and everything else. And that was yesterday morning, not 2 days ago. That was yesterday morning. So yesterday morning, the property manager says, well, the company will come out this afternoon. I mean, it took a video, so they had all the information they needed in order to sort out where it was. And he says, okay, we'll come out in the afternoon. Well, that's what I understood. So I stayed around all day yesterday waiting for them to show up, and they says, okay, well, we're going to confirm that we're coming on today, as in this day, the one I'm talking to you on. In the afternoon. And needless to say, they didn't come. And then I've been around all day this morning. I mean, other than, until like 8 something, because I went to the collision automotive, body shop. But I didn't see them come. I didn't hear them. Somebody says they saw a ladder. I saw a ladder. I didn't actually hear anybody on the roof. I don't know if they went to the right vent. None of that stuff. So, and I'm just like, it's like, seriously, you would think that somebody would actually confirm that they've actually done the work, that they would actually go to the unit in question and say, but no, nothing, no information, no details, no confirmation, no follow-up. I mean, maybe I'm expecting too much. That's the problem. I have too high expectations. But all this on top of the fact that every single morning and every single night I'm dealing with birds and squirrels in my attic. I mean, literally, in my attic. And I'm tired of it. I've had this issue with esophageal fascia and pests since August of last year. And honestly, I'm so friggin' tired of it. It's affecting my health. And it doesn't seem to be a priority. And again, what's a priority for me isn't a priority for somebody else, but we're talking about my health, my life. It's not just an annoyance. It's not like, oh, I have, ants in my garage, or, I have a little bit of mold in my utility room. No, this is right above my bedroom. And I know I'm telling you all of my woes. But this goes down a bit to what I was talking about on my last ride, where I was saying that, this stuff just sits on top. This stuff forms the basis of everything else that I have to deal with in life, you know, with people not holding up their promises or their responsibilities, or, you know, people being mean and discriminatory, rude, you know, somebody you're dating blocks you and whatever. I mean, I got enough stuff going on that, you know, when I think that I can like escape and be in the moment a bit with some of these things, I can't, because I can't get in the moment when I'm hurting. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. I guess all I'm saying is that it's difficult enough for everyday life, you know. How many people have to deal with a leaking roof, pests and shit in their attic above their bed for almost a year. You know, people not accepting the responsibility or not fulfilling their obligations. And again, I'm not asking a lot, you know. I guarantee you that 9 out of 10 people that would go in and buy a motorcycle from them would look and say, okay, well, how often do I need to do an oil change? And then say, well, it's like I need to do an oil change. In this case, it's 6,000 kilometers, but I have to do an oil change 6,000 kilometers after I bought it, which in this case would put me like 2,500 kilometers over the oil change, because the oil change was done 2,500 kilometers before I bought it. This is the problem. You know, if you're going to work off of things, then, you know, you have to provide appropriate information, timely, accurate, and understanding your audience. And in your audience, you mean your customers, your clients. Yeah, can you tell I'm actually in the middle of a communications course for my second master's degree. Anyways. And I guess somewhere in here, there's always the concern that when you open your mouth, that somebody's going to see past he's going to see past the exterior, going to see past the name and look and say, oh, well, that tranny was just a dude. And all they're doing is acting like a dude. And it makes it difficult to actually stand up for yourself. Because you try to stand up for yourself and you try to stand up for yourself and you risk outing yourself. Even my friends, even people that are transitioned themselves and whatnot have kind of hinted to me, oh, well, that's pretty dudeish, or a woman wouldn't do that. It's like, oh, okay. And it's kind of funny because I actually do see lots of women kind of doing the stuff that I'm doing, but the thing is just they can get away with it. Okay, and when I say I'm not trying to imply I'm not a woman, I'm just saying there's a lot of women, just all women who have no trouble opening their mouth and saying things because literally, as a person, they can get away with it. Nobody questions their gender. Nobody questions. They're just a very vocal person, a very vocal woman. So. I guess my point is that opening your mouth when you're trans has some risk, and emotional risk, physical risk. Societal risk. For sure. Anyways, I'm talking in circles sometimes. But, one of the problems, I guess, is that I spent way too long keeping how I felt and what I thought inside my head. Not speaking up, not telling people that, oh, I don't like that, I don't agree with that, this isn't how I feel. Not acknowledging my feelings and stuff. You know, a lot of that has to do with, you know, internal emotions, feelings, guilt, gender identity, dysphoria, all these things, anxiety, memory issues. I mean, all these things, I spent so long hiding them or not talking about them that what I've learned is that, you know, I have to be honest. I have to be able to speak my mind. I have to be able to tell the truth. Because keeping things inside is not good. So again, here I am, and then it's like, well, in order to be me, somebody's telling me that I have to be careful about, you know, oh, you know, you shouldn't be talking about that, or, you know, talking that way is not appropriate for a woman. Oh, fuck. Guess that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Whereas the journey that's led me to being who I am requires me to be open and honest and talk, speak my mind, speak the truth. And now being me means not doing that. It's just kind of counterintuitive. It's like totally kiboshed. Totally messed up. So, I'm hot. Definitely hot. I mean, I'd love to turn on my air conditioning. Okay. I didn't get that option. I guess that's one of the problems. If you can drive and stay moving, then you have air conditioning, you have airflow. The sweat can dissipate. If you're sitting still and the sun's shining on you and you're feeling this humidity and you're sweating, not so much. So I'm almost here.